Hey everyone, Matt at Narrowland here with today's Webflow tutorial. What I'm going to go into today is how to set up a two-column blog post, most importantly a responsive two-column blog post. So here's an example of what we're going to put together. So we will have featured image, our title, our post content, and then I'm also going to show you how to add a sidebar over here with links to your other collection list posts. And what I like about this is that it is responsive. So as you drag in, eventually it's going to snap and stack. So let's get into it. Pretty much this entire thing hinges on columns, which we have a tutorial on, but just real quick. We create our columns using a div. So let's drop a div into this container here. And I'm going to call it columns. And I'll take a quick moment to go over those basic settings. So flex display or flex layout, horizontal direction, and then we align all of our text elements to the top. And that is going to keep everything nice and even, like you see it right there. So first we need to create our content column. So we're going to use another div for that. And I typically make that 70% of my screen width. And then, I'm going to call that content column, 70%. And then we will have our sidebar column. I'm not going to go too crazy on styling today, and the sidebar column is going to be 30%. So in terms of filling in background color and things like that, we'll just go way basic, very basic. And then I create a margin. Actually, let's put the margin on the content column today. Give that sidebar a little room to breathe. So we'll separate them by 60 pixels. Sometimes I go 100, sometimes 80. We'll go with 60 today. Back over to our sidebar column, just so it's easy to see. Let's just put a nice light gray background color in there. All right. And just like that, we are already into content. So clearly, this is not connected to a connection list, collection list. Can you tell it's getting late in the day? So what we're going to do is just pop elements in there. By now, you know how to create a collection list. So we'll call this featured image. Okay, it's going to be 100%. And you got any images in there? Narrowland. Great. So for my featured image, as you can see, it's 100% of the column that it occupies. And then I like 40 pixels padding underneath. Below that, just for the sake of having some good placeholder content in there, let's drop a rich text block. Okay, voila. Now, let's do a little bit of magic over here. We will use a collection list over here. So our sidebar column, let's give it 20 pixels padding all around. And that ought to do the trick for now. I'm going to drop for the sake of illustrating this example, put a nice H3 in there, call it recent post. And we need a collection list, right? Post heading 3. That's easy. So we'll connect it to website inspirations so that our example isn't too crazy. Let's limit it at 10 items. And then we're just going to drop a link in there. So we'll get the URL. We'll go to the current website inspiration. That'll be the name. Done. We'll call this sidebar link. And let's just add a little bit of padding between them. Why not, right? 16, 4-point grid. Clearly I did something wrong because show 100. I'm sorry, start at 1, show 10. Nice reading. Okay, so that all looks well and good, right? Pretty basic blog post. I noticed that I omitted to drop just a title in there, so let's do that just so that we're being thorough. So we want to bring that up. This is the title. Okay, so pretty basic layout that we can all follow here. If this really was the title, we would probably want to separate it a little bit better from the start of the padding, or the start of the contents. Let's say 40 pixels. Now, we have our content column and we have our sidebar column. That no longer looks good. So, real simple fix. Tablet on down, sidebar column is 100%. Get rid of that padding. That doesn't look good either. 100%. We didn't have any padding. And you can either add a margin to the top of your sidebar column or to the bottom of your content column, since I'm down here. 40 to separate everything. And now you have a fully responsive 2-column blog post. And as an added bonus, showed you how to get your recent posts in there. Again, if you'd like a tutorial with more information or instruction on how we style these things, go for it. But I think this is a good starting point that'll get you, you can put your own interpretation on it and style it as is. But this is how you get a nice kind of basic 2-column blog post layout, collection item layout. This is how it is responsive, and this is what your typical user is expecting to see when they click on a post. So it'll put them at ease, and you can worry about great content and making it look beautiful. Thanks, everyone.